Hi, this is Dionne from GoddessTeaHouse.com with another Hobonichi Plan With Me video. So this I'm doing August, and as you can see here, I've already pulled out a bunch of supplies. I'm not going to use all of these, but I always like to have a bunch of things available to me. And there's my favorite pen also that I got with the, well, not with the Hobonichi, but it is the same kind of ink that you get with the Hobonichi, but it's a 4+1. It's a Jetstream 4+1. So I'm using the same company's kit from MonPetitPlanner. I found that she makes personal size stickers for the So Much Crafting planner line, and they fit perfectly in my Hobonichi cousin. I always like to have a quote that I put on the bottom part of the month that just kind of acts as my touch tone for the month as I'm planning and as I'm looking at my calendar. And you can see that I've already got a bunch of things penciled in. I like to pencil in things into the month, and then after they've happened, I'll go in and ink them in, and then put just some decorative stickers in the ink in the boxes, because I like my months to look very, very full. So here I'm just writing out this month's quote. One of the things that I really enjoy about the Hobonichi as compared to other planning systems is that the Hobonichi can be so much more than just a planner. I know I use the monthly layout and the weekly layout as a planner to get myself organized and accomplishing some goals and dreams that I have. But the daily pages I very specifically use as kind of being able to check in with myself, and I've talked about that a little bit before, where I use them to have a weekly oracle card readings and weekly affirmations that I use, and just checking in with myself to see how I'm progressing, and making sure that my dreams and goals are pretty present in my everyday life so that they don't get left behind while I'm just in the busyness of the courses of my days. So like I said, I just like to write out all of the write out a quote to keep in mind and help me stay pretty much focused on where I'm going and what I want to accomplish during the month. Sometimes it's very specific to what I want to accomplish to a month. Other times it's just something that I've looked at. I'm a quote collector, and so I will often go through my Pinterest board of where I've collected a bunch of quotes and just kind of tune in and see what resonates with me. Another thing about the Hobonichi and being left-handed, I like to use the avec sized, which has 6 months, the first 6 months of the year in one book and the last half of the year in another book. And at first I thought it would bother me that not having the whole year, but that gave me an opportunity actually to use the year at a glance pages that are in the front of the Hobonichi for some forward planning, and so I've really utilized those a lot better this year than I have any other year because of having the two books split. So here I'm just putting on the little date covers. I like that they are little circles. They cover up exactly the right amount of space. They just cover up all of the numbers, and so that just kind of pulls the whole look together. Now, once I get these dots down, I believe I'm going to start working on my sidebar stuff. And so for my sidebar stuff, I like to put, again, the goals that I'm working on, the things that I'm focusing on. I usually try and have a specific focus for the month, and in that little blue box, I'm going to put exactly what I'm focusing on, and then I like to put my goals just below them. I try to make sure that I have my financial goal super present, both what I want to bring in as far as Goddess Tea House and how much money I want to save for our household budget. I'm still working on building up an emergency fund that will be able to cover anything. But the great thing about staying present with that emergency fund is that when emergencies have cropped up within the last 6 months, I've had the cash. So that's been really, really helpful. And it's something that has not really been present in past years. So here I'm going through and taking the little payday stickers and putting those in to mark my husband's paydays, and in my weeks calendar, because I also use the weeks, and I use the weeks as a kind of a bill tracker, and as well as my main place for my to-do lists. I will put in exactly since I work for myself, I put in all of the specific days that I get paid. So I'm stretching my consciousness around my finances to realize that every day can be a payday. So here I decided, instead of putting the sticker down first, that I would go ahead and write out what I wanted. And again, I keep certain things present in my line. So for example, I think here I'm writing feel good actions. So what I like to do every month is just have 2 or 3 things that I know I can do for myself if I need to feel good. So that way, sometimes when you're just feeling like, when you're having a craptastic day, or where you're having a day where you just can't think of anything to do for yourself, it's good to have a touchstone of listed 2 or 3 things that you can do immediately that is going to make yourself feel better. And what I found is having them listed there really does take the pressure off of what can I do to make myself feel better, self-soothing. I've also tried to get away from the food habits, because one of the things that I noticed for myself was that I tend to self-soothe with food, and that unfortunately is showing up on my waistline in a way that I am not happy with. So I am trying to do my best to treat my body with respect. And so my feel-good actions are never food-based. It's very rarely like shop things. So I try and make sure that it's things that I can easily do and readily do. So I decided I was going to use the pink and the blue mild lighter, and just have little boxes on the side there. And I decided to mix them to match more in keeping with the color theme of the kit. The quote I chose for the month of August, since that is the Leo astrological sun sign for the month, I chose being seen starts with consciously choosing to see yourself. And I feel like that's a very good quote for the month, because Leo is about stepping up in a leadership capacity. It's about being seen from your regal, radiant, royal self. And so that was something that I wanted to consciously work with, stepping up in my leadership capacity and really sharing things that I'm very passionate about. Now here you see I'm blocking off a large group of days, and again, I keep a record of all of the astrological happenings in my year at a glance calendar, and we have a big Mercury in retrograde time coming up for the month of August. So here I am marking it off. My theme for this month is to complete everything. I have several knitting projects and crocheting projects and just projects that I've partially started that are, or I've moved them forward just a little bit and they need to be completed, or I got bored with them, or I got tired of them, or I made a mistake on them. It just, whatever the excuse was, I stopped working on them and put them to the side. And so I decided, as the summer is coming to a close and as when I'm looking at beginning the new homeschooling year, beginning into the fall, that I wanted to get things completed. So here again, I'm just adding blue to the pink that I've already put down. On my sidebar, I keep again my goals and I keep my feel good actions, and then I have a space for what I'm learning, so that way I can keep that present as well. So it might be just that I'm reading a book or reading several books, because I have a lot of audiobooks that again I need to complete. This month I've been working through Big Magic again because I wanted to do a book review for that. So here I'm writing down some feel-good actions. One of the things I also do in the month that in the pages here, and you can see that I'm double checking. I try and pick a few things that I like to do for the season. So for August, one of the things I wanted to do was to go to a drive-in movie. We're very fortunate that there is still an operating drive-in movie theater here in the Atlanta area, and they still show current movies. So as long as we get there, we've been saying for years we wanted to go to that, and so just having it written down in a place where I'll regularly be looking at it will make it more likely for me to check it off of our bucket list of things that we want to do. I'm also adding here that I'm adding my monthly theme of complete everything. I have, again, that financial goal and a goal that I'm wanting to launch a journaling class. So I got this roll of tape and it has the days of the week on it, and I decided I wanted to try it. When I have a tape that I want a fussy cut, or that requires a little bit more finagling to get into my Hobonichi, I like to roll it out onto the Shitazuki, which is the pencil board that I got with it, and then take my stencil, and again I got the stencil from Hobonichi as well, and use it to cut. I love the stencils from Hobonichi. I tend to use those a lot in my weekly planning, and just to kind of play with on the daily pages as well, because it has, besides just having the straight edges on the side, it has one side where it has like the teeth part, so that you can easily cut washi tape. So that has just been fantastic. So I'm just layering in those days, and hopefully once I get the rest of the stickers in there, I'll be happy with the way it looks. And so here's pretty much my completed spread. I'm going to go ahead and put some corners in and take a look at them later. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I hope you enjoyed my little witty banter here. You can see how I put the corners in around my goals and things. And so until next time, I will talk to you later. Bye.